Okay, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. So we open the game as Augustus, playing as Rome in antiquity. We're playing on sovereign difficulty. So one thing is I don't even have the ability to say, it's sovereign, it's deity difficulty. That's why I'm not doing good this game. It really is kind of a feel bad moment when everyone's playing on deity saying, the AI doesn't know what they're doing. It's so easy. The game's so easy. When I'm playing on sovereign, losing my settlers and not being able to win a war. Anyway, the game is kind of divided into maybe 3 phases. I build up Rome, settle 2 other towns. I'm attacked by Machiavelli, so we'll see that in a second. I retaliate by taking one of his towns, and I think off of that, hey, I'm in a pretty good military spot. Let me go ahead and attack Pachacuti, who are playing as the Mayas in this game. Does not end good. We don't manage to get a single... We managed not to get a single victory path for the game. Let's go through it in time. This is not going to be a whole play-by-play or blow-by-blow. This is going to be more of a general summation of the game, talking about some of the things I wish I learned. Anyway, we start off this pretty decent settling spot, have camels, ivory, gold, lots of other things. We go ahead and settle, spend the first couple turns building scouts. One thing to note is we do have the memento that gives you +3 sight on your searches and lookouts, which is really, really good. I really like that one. So we go ahead and scout a lot. Rome's pretty okay. It's a nice city with access to the ocean. We spend the first like 20-ish turns just building up. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. To picking up some barbed camps. It's around turn 10 that we meet Jishui. These independent people will be the antagonist of our story, so remember them for later. Do not have good feelings about them. Anyway, we do standard exploring, get goodie huts, get villages. We see that Pachacuti actually has a natural wonder in his border, which is good for him. We wish we had that. We don't, but he has it. So production and happiness and culture for him. It would be nice to have that, which the thought starts going into my mind that maybe that could be ours, but unfortunately it's not right now. Anyway, we do neutral greetings, I think, with all of the leaders, which I need to do some thinking about. I really like saving the influence for the city-states. It's around turn 20 that we start building, or we've already begun building our next settler, which is good. Meet Machiavelli, nothing out of the ordinary. We meet Babylon on the river, which starts thinking maybe we can build a bunch of river civilizations and get a bunch of river cities and then go for the exploration civilization that gives bonuses to rivers. I start thinking about that, but you'll see later in this game why maybe we don't do that. Anyway, we spend the first maybe 30 turns exploring, and then we get our first settler. Now the question is, where do we want to settle? And we immediately start building another settler after getting our first one. But then the question becomes, where do we want to settle? We have this game-suggested tile up here, and the thinking is that because we're immediately going to build another settler, we should just settle closer to Pachacuti, kind of fill in that land there. With the idea being that then we'll be able to go with this other settler and settle up north because no one's really going to be competing for that land. It's on turn 32 right here that we get our second settler and have eyes to go settle that spot that we saw earlier, except there's a slinger from the city there for some reason. And we don't want to send our settler into there. So my thinking is we're going to put him on the river, send them via the ocean, and then settle there. And by then we'll be friends with Jeshui. There won't be any issue. And then it's turn 33 that you might see what exactly is going on here, when we have a warrior, slinger, and a galley cog come in, and our settler immediately takes 51 to the dome off of the galley. We run away. Looking back, I don't think there was a way I could have saved this. I could run here above the Callan, and I could have, but then the galley would just attack me on the next turn and probably kill me. Even though it's 1 turn left on the city to be friendly. We start building buildings. Maybe I should have built a slinger or something to draw attention from the other units instead of just having a settler be the only unit that they can attack. But I think you know what's going to happen here. The inevitable, the loss of a settler. And you can see it on my face. My true cries of anguish as the settler is killed and all those turns of production are gone. Set back, and we can't even purchase another settler. That's how bad it is. Yeah, I do want to kill them, but then the next turn they turn friendly, so it doesn't really make sense to. We immediately start building another settler with the hopes of getting another one out, but them's the breaks. So we do get our settler, and this time, instead of settling up north, we decide to settle on the river down south, again closer to Pachacuti. With the idea being, I've lost so much time by losing that settler that I need to then make up time because I know Pachacuti is probably going to try and settle there. So I should do that because again, I can always go up north and settle that city. There's no rush to do that. Even though you'll see maybe soon that might not be true. And it feels a little bit like the game's trolling me in the sense of, I want to settle where it's turn 46 and I want to settle where that scout is, but they're not moving. I stay there for a turn and they still don't move. They don't let me settle there, which is infuriating. It's turn 47 now and they still will not move to let me settle there. So I just end up settling in place, which is in the long run okay. It's not ideal. I don't like it. I'm upset about it, but hey. Another thing that I think I need to just get better about is learning the science and the civics tree. I don't think I know or understand it that well. I think I might be doing too many masteries. I don't know. But the basic, I think, point here is that having an understanding of the science tree and the civics tree and what to go for when, I think would be very useful because I'm kind of muddling my way through it at this point, but that's something you could do. Go ahead, take a minute to just scroll through it at the beginning of the game. Every time you do that, you're going to have a better understanding of it. And here on turn 58, I'm like, let's go take Pachacuti. Little do I know, war is coming to me. And you might be able to tell just looking at, it's turn 59, just from looking at these troop movements that Machiavelli might be wanting to do something for me. We know that we want to build a wonder, probably because we have okay production, 21, pretty good. Now, I get confused here and start building the Dur Sharukin, which is a fortified district that must be conquered, +3 combat strength to fortified district, and all settlements, ageless, must be placed adjacent to a district. I think, as I'm playing right now, that I'm building a different wonder called the Gate of All Nations, which gives you +2 war support on all your wars. This is not that wonder. It clearly says it's not that wonder. I do not know why I build this wonder. I literally say support in all wars as I'm reading it, and it is not the case. And yet I go to sink in 13 turns to it while I'm about to be fighting Machiavelli. Although one thing I do like is how the AI will actually attack you if they think they can take you. Even if and right here, it's pretty obvious to me on turn 66. On turn 66, it's pretty obvious what Machiavelli's intentions are, as he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 burning arrows, army commander, 2 settlers, or 2 settlers indeed coming. And also, in the meantime, I have not noticed that he's forward settled me and gotten the exact city placement that I would have liked. So we immediately go to purchase a galley. Galleys seem really strong, by the way. I think they seem a really good unit to have, even though they cost money. And so begins the war with Machiavelli. Honestly, not a lot to say here besides the fact that we go ahead and spend all of our influence to support ourselves. And our galley immediately starts doing work, attacking a lot of the embarked units, which gets pretty good damage in. One thing I should have done, which I still have not done, is actually figure out what Machiavelli's unique unit is, the burning arrows. I don't know what they do. I should know what they do, especially considering he's attacking me with like 7 of them. I go ahead and levy some units, which is good because I don't even think I have bronze working at this point to get my own archers. But I'm able to levy some from Babylon, which are good because I'm able to immediately kill that unit right there. And my city-states are helping me because they're also at war, which is great. I love that the city-states help you out and join your wars like that. Casually just doing some more exploration in the south on turn 70. And our galley continues to do work. Anyway, the war is pretty straightforward in that they send all of their archer units at us. We whittled them down with our superior quality. But by turn 88, we managed to go up to Mobilian, with our legion and a galley and just take over that city, which is great. And we go ahead and annex that city. We decide to keep the settlement because it's the one that we wanted anyway. On turn 90, we begin to make our way over to Cosa, with the idea that that's a pretty nice city, even though it is fortified with walls and the such. We think we might be able to take it. So we start amassing the legions, all the while still exploring. Another thing that I don't really think, and that's kind of exemplified here, is that I didn't really use any army commanders when I was repelling Machiavelli's initial attack onto Rome, which I feel like, as we'll see later, like army commanders can be really, really strong in lots of ways, and I wish I had used them to the best of my ability there, but I didn't. So that's definitely something I want to keep in mind in the future. So we just start skirmishing over the town of Cosa. Pretty standard stuff, just attack them, shoot arrows, have our legions there. On turn 94, we get our first promotion for our great leader. Another thing I should have done is that I don't think a single time I used my Roman Great General's unique ability to create settlements, which looking back, I just completely forgot about, but is really, really strong in the sense of you can plop down a settlement for the sole purpose of having a spot for your units to heal faster. And then you get a settlement that's your own afterwards. It's really, really strong. And I did not use it at all this game, even though I should have. And it's one of the like unique things that Rome gets. I start making some siege units even though I don't have the wheel and sending them on turn 94. And long story short, we go ahead and take over Cosa. We fight our way in and I don't even think we take it. We just sue for peace and Machiavelli gives it up, which is good because we're already in a winning position. It would have been difficult looking at it to actually probably take it permanently, but by then we got bronze working. We're able to pump out units. Just looking here on turn 106. We have 2 legions, siege unit, an archer, a great general versus their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 burning arrows and a spearman, it looks like. We probably could have won this, but also would have been pretty hard fought. But he just gave it up in the peace, which is nice. Also, this works into my plan splendidly is kind of a good meme. Like, I don't think it does, but I mean, that's a big 5D move, giving up 2 of your cities after you attacked me. We turn it into a city. One thing I also don't understand is how the towns decide who to give food to. I need to look more into that or figure that out. But we turn Cosa into a city because it has such high population already. And coming off of our victory with Machiavelli, we're at 68% age progress 68% progress into the age. My thinking is we can probably swing down with all of our units and our commanders, let them heal up first, swing down to Pachacuti, and then quickly go ahead and eliminate him. Something I need to take my own advice is I literally say, as I'm scouting him at the beginning of the game, I literally say I need to attack him from the south, but I don't end up doing that. I probably could have spent the time to do a formal war. I don't know why I did. But we attack Pachacuti, we attack his capital with the idea being, I'd be okay to just take his capital. We slowly filter in units. He puts up a very stiff resistance. Something that the Maya or Pachacuti has is the poison ability, which adds a lot of combat damage if a unit's already been attacked, which all of our units naturally come to. We slowly filter in. I think the initial assault on Bach went pretty good. The thing though that happens is that I don't have enough melee units to actually stay in the fight, such that I only have siege or ranged units. I can't take the districts. They keep bringing in more of these small, like hard to kill units, which I think are their scout units, but they just keep whittling down and then they have like 10 of them and then they kill my legion as soon as they step in there. I should have realized that I need to bring like 5 more legions all at once to overwhelm them, but I don't. And I just keep slowly trickling in legions over the course. And it basically spends the rest of this age starting, I think I declared war at 68%. And I spend the rest of this age just fighting this war, not doing really anything. And something that I'd had a vague notion about, but didn't really have a conceptualization about, is that after the age ends, your war ends. So it very much was an all or nothing. I either take this and have a good shot at getting a victory in the age, but I also probably could have pulled back my units, reevaluated the situation, and probably decided either A, I don't have enough units, I need to build up more, B, I can probably attack this southern city called Tikal and attack that one, since that's not defended by mountains to the north. I can more fully encircle it and then come in from the south like I originally planned. But I very much am tunneling in on I need the city, just keep attacking. Another thing I really wish I spent more time on is actually deciding and thinking about what my social policies are going to be. A lot of times I just click, keep going, not really thinking about what I'm actually slotting in or how I can change that or when I can next change something for something else. That's something I definitely need to get better about. Again, Civ in general is a turn-based game. You're not in a rush. You can go take a walk if you want. Take your time. One change I do like though is that you actually need to capture all of the districts. You need to capture all of the fortified districts, all the districts. I'm not too sure how it works actually, but I like that you don't just need to take the capital of the nation for that to be it, all you need to do the city. I do actually like, even if it would stop me from getting Bach as I wanted, I do like the fact that you can have another fortified castle that you still need to take in the city for you to actually take the city. And although I managed to actually take the city center, I'm not able to get that last part. And then I might have been able to slowly trickle in more units, but the age actually ends up ending before I can. And with that, we lose, or the sense that we lose in that we weren't able to accomplish any of our goals. We spent all that time fighting Pachacudi when we should have been building up or doing something else, or putting our resources to a better spot instead of fighting a pointless war that we weren't even able to win before the age was over. And in that sense, I was also not able to complete one single victory path. With that, I think I will call it here. One other thing I probably could have done better is, from a strategic mindset, I could have got a merchant or bought a merchant, had them create a road from Oestia, say, to Bach, and then I would have had a much easier time transporting units from Oestia to Bach. In a sense of, it doesn't really, I think I was even thinking about sending a merchant there, but my mind got torn up in the sense of, well, I don't want to do that if I'm going to just attack them. But sending a merchant there actually lets you attack them easier, because then you have a road that's built there. That's something that I'm more cognizant of and want to be more cognizant of. Another thing that I really wish I did a better job of is not just autopiloting my scouts in this, or there is no autopilot feature yet, but a lot of times I would end up moving a scout back and forth on subsequent turns. So when I really should have been having this scout's goal is to go explore southern hemisphere from left to right, or this scout's goal is to go north to south or south to north and stick along the coast, or this scout's goal is to stay here and be a lookout for enemy units. Had I done that, I might have had more prep time for the Machiavelli War, but I only was able to do that because they kind of revealed themselves to my entire city and my city-state. If you've watched this far, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Look forward to more Civ content.